Oh my gosh, it's been forever since I've done any videos. And I am sweating. I need to like shed some clothes. I've really been struggling. I don't know. It's ebb and flow, but I'm thinking a lot about, especially today, things that just doing things you don't want to do. You know, I never anticipated being at home as a virtual teacher, and it doesn't matter how many times people say, but you're a teacher, because teaching your own kids and being in your house 24/7 for almost an entire year is much different than educating other people's children and fulfilling that short-term relationship and giving it all you've got, and then coming home to your home and digressing and taking a moment. And it's also much harder to please your own family than it is strangers. So, and they just know the depths of you. They're harder on you. They are less gracious and merciful than other people most of the time, which is not how it should be, but it's our comfort level. So I appreciate that part, because that means that those people in my home are my people and my team and the people that I'm most comfortable and vulnerable with. Anyway, I've been reflecting on, just doing things that I don't want to do, because we did make an agreement that when we were going to keep our kids home for virtual school, that my role would be to be present and educating and assisting and being the one to hold them accountable to make sure that things are being finished and accomplished and that they feel confident. And I love that role. I love being a mom and a wife and all that encompasses, but I struggle to feel fulfilled in that as my only role. And I think that I'm finding other ways to feel filled. However, the juggling of time to maintain those things, or to feel like I'm getting enough of those things, is what's really challenging, because typically from 8 o'clock in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoon, my role would and should and could be being completely present for my kids. And I put out a lot of fires. It's either stopping someone from watching junk on YouTube when they're supposed to be working, or a freak out because a Chromebook died, or a Zoom is not working or kicked someone out, or materials can't be found, or like halfway through a tutorial on an assignment, there's a misunderstanding and a flip out, and I have to go back and try to figure out what the heck is going on. I am someone that deals with a lot of stress and anxiety naturally. I've been that way for years. And so I'm constantly feeling like this looming angst in my gut. And I, just to be completely frank and vulnerable, take medication for anxiety. And so I get frustrated when I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to be feeling better than I do because of, medication or whatever. And, just trying to eat healthier and not drink alcohol and exercise and all these different things that you can do to make yourself feel better, getting plenty of sleep. Instead of wanting to snack when I feel super stressed, because, I'm literally next to the kitchen all the time. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get out and take a quick walk. So everyone has to deal with it. I have to get out and walk, or I'll do jumping jacks, or I'll whatever, to try to get my heart rate up and do some deep breathing. But I just think it's still a struggle. And so I'm really reflecting about just doing things we don't want to do. And it's very easy for me to say, when I look at I don't know, kids coming out of high school or college students or whatever, and they're like, yeah, I'm not working fast food, or I'm not getting a job. It doesn't fulfill me or whatever. And I'm like, buck up, dude. You gotta work. That's how you pay bills. Just make it happen. Because, in that regard, I worked 3 jobs, if not more, or was always working, because it's just what you do, right? But when it's talking to myself about being in this season of having to be home and present for my kids, and I'm not doing creative things for myself, I'm not getting up and moving all over, designing or whatever, because I have to be present and answering questions and whatever. So anyway, I'm looking back and I'm pointing that finger at myself, going buck up, you just have to do it, or whatever. So something I read today was talking about how it can be a product of fear, because what we want as creatures, our wanting selves, are to have dreams and expectations fulfilled, and purpose and wishes and passion and ambition and all of those things. Like, that is who we're driven to be and want to be. But you know, I find myself like in almost like a teenage rebellion feel where I'm like, I don't want to do this. I didn't sign up for this. Like, I don't want to. And I'm kind of losing my mind sometimes and just want to cry or whatever. Like, but I'm realizing I have to let go of my ideal right now. Life's going to keep going, and it's always valleys and mountains and valleys and mountains, right? And I have a really hard time not focusing on a result or what I'm producing. So I'm really going to try and focus more on my intention and my daily instead of what results I'm producing. Because ultimately, I'm probably not going to see the product or the result until years down the road when, Lord willing, my kids come back and say, thank you for this, or I'm glad you did this, or I remember when you did this. But it's not going to happen right now, because right now, not to criticize or be judgmental or rude or mean, but like, kids and teenagers are very self-centered. They need your help. They want all this stuff, and you are there to provide it. And you have to be completely selfless and willing. I mean, you know, not like driven over Mack truck attitudes by your kids, but willing. So I'm just learning about like embracing the suck, because that's really what it feels like most of the time. It's like, it kind of stinks. Like, it's just not really what I want to be doing, but, and I don't mind it in like small pockets. I just don't like, there's so many other things I want to do. And I have a major like creative ADHD nutso personality. So I'm like always wanting to do 1 billion things at a time. And keep moving and doing, producing, keep moving, doing, producing, keep moving. So when I have to like sit and like be available, especially to other people, attentively, because that's the key. Like, it's not, they don't just need a warm body there. They want to like show me stuff and have me listen to stuff and talk to me about stuff. And you can't do that if you're in your own world. And I find myself getting so frustrated sometimes where I'm like, really, like, especially when I need to like, or want to write or create. And it takes a little of my focus. And then it's like, Mom, look, Mom, can you, Mom, what? And then I'm like, what? When really, like, you know, it's just being, I don't know. It's a part of growing and learning. And I think it's really refining a part of me that is selfish and needs to be refined, of just, you know, I feel like I'm a pretty willing, selfless person in a lot of ways, but like, don't mess with my like creative time or my like, if I'm actually able to think and have like a, you know, to process thoughts in a very like healthy, intentional manner, I got to do it. Don't mess with that time. But it's not really about me. It's about helping and this just being my season and being okay with it. I mean, did we think anything that happened in this past 11 months was like, we can't have plans for that, you know? So anyway, just sharing in case anyone else is in that place. And it's been a long time since they've made a video, and why not rant and rave and post something that could potentially, like, I don't know, make a community. Whatever. All right, good talk. Peace. And right now I have no idea what my kids are doing. Because for real, I sweat all the time.